The religion of Islam shines like a beacon of guidance in the intricate web of life because of its core values, which include faith, compassion, and righteousness. These values set Islam apart from other religions. The tenets of Islam give insight into the way that one ought to proceed. The teachings of the Quran and the Sunnah provide an invaluable framework for living a life that is morally upright, spiritually satisfying, and beneficial to society. This is because the Quran and the Sunnah are the two most important sources of Islamic authority. Regarding the significance of the Islamic concept of brotherhood and unity, I would like to take a moment to reflect on it. Because of the strong sense of unity that exists within a Ummah, we are inspired to provide assistance and encouragement to one another, to share the burdens that we carry with one another, and to rejoice in our collective achievements. This unity is not restricted by geographical distinctions or racial differences. Rather, it transcends all barriers, bringing us together through our shared humanity and faith. Islam encourages us to cultivate a cooperative and supportive attitude toward one another in a number of different ways. One of these ways is by instilling in us the idea that our strength lies in our capacity to support one another, taking into account the significance that Islam places on acts of compassion and empathy is something that should be done. By fostering an atmosphere that is conducive to the development of more profound connections with other individuals, these virtues also create an environment. The absence of these individuals makes it impossible for us to carry on a conversation with other individuals. Through the cultivation of empathy, we can acquire the ability to comprehend the perspectives of other people, acknowledge the difficulties that they are experiencing, and communicate our willingness to offer assistance to them. We are inspired to be kind to other people and to seek ways to improve the lives of those who are closest to us when we are motivated by compassion. Each and every one of these actions is carried out with the purpose of demonstrating Allah's mercy in every way. Take into consideration how important it is to live a life that is always in accordance with Islamic principles and is both environmentally conscious and mindful of the environment. The environmentalists and moderate consumers who are encouraged by Islamic teachings, also known as environmentalists, serve to remind us of our responsibility as stewards of the planet. They come from the Islamic faith. The adoption of sustainable practices gives us the ability to ensure the well-being and prosperity of future generations, contribute to the preservation of natural resources, and simultaneously coexist peacefully with the creation that Allah has made. All of these things can be accomplished simultaneously. Practice ihsan, which can be translated as excellence in all aspects of one's life, is a noble endeavor, and Islam encourages individuals to fulfill this noble endeavor. Ihsan can be translated as excellence, making an effort to give everything we have for whatever it is that we are doing, whether it be in our work, our worship, or our relationships with other people, is what we mean when we talk about engaging in ihsan, both putting Allah's pleasure ahead of all other considerations, and making a concerted effort to excel and conduct ourselves in an honest and sincere manner are required in order to accomplish this. The act of dua, which is also referred to as prayer, is an essential component that must be taken into consideration It is a means of communicating with Allah. We have the ability to express our hopes, fears, and gratitude through the use of the dua, which is a powerful tool. We can also express our gratitude. When we do this, we are demonstrating that we are dependent on Allah, that we have faith in the purpose that He has for us, and that we are convinced that prayer is effective. Through the recitation of the dua, we are able to maintain a personal and intimate relationship with our Creator, and we find solace and strength in the path that He has provided for us. The significance of Islamic heritage, which encompasses a vast amount of knowledge, culture, and civilization throughout the course of world history, must be acknowledged. This is of the utmost importance. Not only does our heritage supply us with a wealth of information, inspiration, and comprehension, but it also serves as a reminder of the contributions that Muslims have made to the world from this point forward. Before we can establish a connection with our Islamic heritage, we need to first conduct research on it, and then we need to continue to preserve it, because we want to be able to draw on lessons from the past and apply them to the present, and because we want to be able to motivate the next generation to carry on the legacy of learning and exploration that has been handed down to us. Let us, in conclusion, embrace unity, strive for excellence, live in a sustainable manner, seek closeness to Allah through the recitation of dua, and honor our rich heritage, in order to navigate a life that is guided by the teachings of Islam. This will allow us to navigate a life that is guided by the teachings of that religion. These principles ought to not only make us feel a sense of fulfillment, but they ought to also inspire and guide us to lead moral lives that are advantageous to society as a whole on a daily basis. I pray that Allah will bestow upon us the wisdom to follow in His footsteps, the bravery to steadfastly adhere to His teachings, and the compassion to demonstrate His love for everything that has ever been created from the beginning of time. Yes, I agree, Ameen. Within the framework of the Islamic way of life, the principle of justice, which is also referred to as adl, is an essential component. It is because of this that it encourages fairness and impartiality in all of our dealings with other individuals. The teachings of Islam emphasize that treating people fairly is the foundation of moral integrity, and that justice must be upheld regardless of one's own interests or affiliations. This importance is emphasized in the teachings of Islam. Throughout the entirety of Islamic teachings, this significance is emphasized. Not only does this dedication to justice contribute to the strengthening of social ties, but it also serves as a demonstration of our obedience to divine instruction, which can be interpreted as an illustration of Islam's profound respect for human rights and dignity. When you take into consideration the fact that Allah has bestowed upon you the gift of health and well-being, it is imperative that you do not forget how vital it is to attend to these aspects of your life. An approach that takes into account both mental and physical health is encouraged by the Islamic discipline, which encourages a holistic approach. This is because Islam views the body as a trust or amana that must be maintained in a responsible manner. This is the reason why this is the case. In this holistic approach to health, factors that contribute to overall health include proper nutrition, mental health, physical fitness, and spiritual nourishment. All of these factors are included in the comprehensive approach to health. By adopting this point of view, we are inspired to serve both our community and our faith, while at the same time leading lives that are well-balanced and healthy. Recognizing the significance of social welfare and the obligation that Islam places on each and every one of us to provide assistance to those who are vulnerable and impoverished is of the utmost importance. This obligation is established by Islam in order to cultivate a culture of compassion and accountability toward those who are less fortunate. Islam makes use of charitable contributions, which include zakat and sadaqah, in addition to carrying out community service projects. This is done with the intention of fostering a culture of compassion and accountability, in the process of bolstering the social fabric and working together to alleviate hardship. This collective effort exemplifies the fundamental principles of compassion and community solidarity that are central to the Islamic faith. The Islamic practice of forgiveness, which is known as maghfirah, is a powerful illustration of the significance that the religion places on harmony and reconciliation. Maghfirah is a fundamental component of the Islamic faith. Not only does the act of forgiving those who have wronged us show compassion toward them, but it also releases us from the burden of resentment that has been weighing us down for a considerable amount of time due to the fact that we have been carrying it around for a long time. By encouraging us to ask Allah for forgiveness and to extend it to others, Islam contributes to the development of a community that is characterized by love, wisdom, and harmony. This, in turn, helps to facilitate the growth of Muslim communities. When taking into consideration the significance that Islam places on family ties and the importance of having strong and supportive family relationships, it is essential to keep this in mind. There is a consensus among the vast majority of individuals that the family unit serves as the most fundamental. Every single person who is a part of the society has a significant impact on the moral and spiritual development of the other members of the society. This is true for both the individuals and the society as a whole. Within the framework of the family, Islam places a significant amount of importance on the virtues of decency, compassion, and kindness. The presence of strong family ties is regarded as an indication of a community that is flourishing and in good health by this organization. When it comes to highlighting human talent and illuminating the divine beauty, it is essential to take into consideration the role that human creativity and artistic expression play in the religion of Islam. Islamic art makes use of geometric patterns, calligraphy, and architecture as focal points in order to simultaneously encourage introspection and at the complexities of creation. This is accomplished through the use of these elements. The fact that each of these artistic manifestations provides us with opportunities for introspection, inspiration, and a more personal connection with our religious beliefs is one of the ways in which they contribute to the improvement of our cultural environment. As we continue to incorporate the fundamental concepts of Islam into our day-to-day lives, let us make a commitment to the principles amongst legal services, health, social improvement, forgiveness, unity in families, and artistic expression. This is the last but not the least of our commitments. We pray that these values will serve as an indicator for our actions, an avenue of contentment for the people we serve, and an injection of motivation for us to lead lives that will be pleasing to Allah. We implore Allah to bestow upon us the physical tenacity to live in compliance with His precepts, the mental toughness to take on every obstacle that life presents head-on, and the empathy to show love and compassion to all beings on earth. Yes, I agree, Amin.